Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're ranking the best shooting guards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM on a tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 4,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. We really appreciate the support if you haven't already. If you do subscribe, we're getting closer and closer to that mark, and I would really love to hit it within the next couple of weeks, if at all possible. Less than 150 subscribers away from that mark now, so make sure you do subscribe if you haven't already. Without further ado, I'm not going to waste y'all's time. Let's hop right into it. Let's start off with Mr. Tony Kukoc, who I think is one of the worst shooting guards on this list. I'll be completely honest. I think at the shooting guard position specifically, it is really important to have some really solid playmaking ability, because really the primary shooting guards, or the shooting guards in the game right now, are, I would say, the position that you want to be dribbling with the most, just in general, because I mean, they're going to be your primary ball handlers most of the time. There are a few point guards in the game that are really, really good primary ball handlers, but most of the elite primary ball handlers in the game right now are at the shooting guard position. And yeah, Tony Kukoc is just not that elite ball handler. He has great size at 6'10", only 4 hoffs though, and they're not great hoffs. Not elite defense. He's not a bad defender. He's really solidly well-rounded. He's a decent budget card, but he's better at the point guard position than the shooting guard position because of his size and versatility. Whereas at the shooting guard position, with fundamental dribble style and not great playmaking badges, overall just not great badges, he's not going to be a shot creator. Jumper is fine. He's just better at the point guard position so that he can give you size and versatility, and he doesn't need to be your primary ball handler. Whereas at the shooting guard position, unfortunately, he doesn't give you that ability to handle the ball at an elite level, and that is going to set him back and really prevent him from being any higher than the D tier. I think Mo Pete, I might have to go back and rearrange a couple things on this list. I will say that Mo Pete probably does slide somewhere into the B or C tier. He's not a bad card. He's not an elite card either, but he is 6'7", so that's solid size. Hotspots from everywhere outside the 3. 17 hoffs include every shooting badge. Quick first step, as well as clamps, intimidator, so that's nice. He's a solid enough defender. Decent on the interior, not great, but you can add interior badges, and he does have decent size at 6'7". 92 speed and excel, 95 shot 3 as well is really nice. He's got a good jumper. Jump shot 14, left-handed on quick. It's a nice little smooth jumper, easy enough to green. Shifty dribble style and Kobe size as well, so he's got acceptable sigs, not the greatest sigs in the world, but overall solid badges, solid stats, solid size, solid jumper, solid sigs, all those things. He's a solid card. Maybe not the best shooting guard in the world, but he's solid enough to be in that B to C tier range, and for now I'm going to put him in the B tier. Is Buddy Hield F tier is a question I have. Here's the problem. When you look at these shooting guards, and honestly, I mean, you're looking at these shooting guards, all these cards are really, really good. These are the best shooting guards in the game. We're getting to the point in the year where even the bad, quote-unquote, shooting guards are decent cards. So for that reason, I think Buddy Hield is one of the worst cards on this list. So I feel like I have to put him in the F tier, despite the fact that I don't think he's that horrible. Here's the flaw with Buddy Hield. He doesn't play any defense, and he's only 6'4". That's really it. Low block, low interior, not good defensive badges. He's only 6'4". He does have elite shooting badges. Well, pretty darn good shooting badges and a really good release. Kobe based on quick is super nice. Solid enough playmaking badges. They're all on gold, and he can dunk a little bit. 92 speed and excel, 95 shot 3. Acceptable perimeter defender, but not great. And like I said, undersized the 2 at only 6'4". Jumper is great. Sigs are pretty good. Quick dribble style, Kobe size up is nice. So he's not bad, but he's just not very good. He's too undersized. He's not a good enough defender, and he doesn't have enough elite Hall of Fame badges outside of his shooting badges to really make him a very, very good shooting guard option, unfortunately. That's just my opinion on Buddy Hield. Not a card that is for me at this point in the year. Probably one of the worst cards on this list. Corey Kispert, 6'6" with 6'7" wingspan, so he's got acceptable size. Not super fast, though. 94 shot 3 is good. He's an acceptable dunker and an acceptable-ish defender with a really low block rating. This is a big stat, though. Low block does not help. That's big. That's not a good thing for him. Also needs badges added, like quick first step, like any sort of playmaking badges you want to add. Brick wall, rim protector, post lockdown, intimidator as well. So he doesn't have all the badge slots he needs. Fundamental. Ooh, I didn't realize he had fundamental. No, this is another F tier card. I'm sorry. You don't have good movement. I don't care. His jumper's good, but like, he's not fast. He's not a great defender. He's not a great slasher. His badges are not elite outside of his shooting badges whatsoever, and he has fundamental dribble style. That is an F tier card, I'm gonna be completely honest. The only reason Kukoc isn't F tier is because of his shooting ability, and he might even get moved down to the F tier at some point. But to be honest, Corey Kispert is just not the type of card for me at this point in the year. Evan Mobley is probably B tier. I think you could make an argument to put Mobley A tier, and I might even move him up to A tier, but for now, I'm going to put him in the B tier. He is a very, very solid card. 7 foot at shooting guard is great, like incredible size, 7'4" wingspan. He also kind of, with fundamental dribble style, is the exception to that rule that I said about wanting to have your shooting guards be ball handlers because of how incredibly tall he is at 7 foot. He's a big man who can play shooting guard with a smooth release, really good speed and excel, great defensive badges and stats is super nice. He needs badges like quick first step added to him, blinders, chef, dead eye, things things like that, unpluckable. But the good thing about him is that he already has half catch and half limitless as well as elite defensive badges, so he gives you incredible defensive versatility and switchability, especially if you run him next to a point guard or a small forward who can handle the ball at that elite level, and that does take away from his need to handle the ball. Really, really incredible card, and he does go into the B tier, or really, really solid card, I should say. Does go into the B tier despite not being an elite playmaker. And then you have a guy like Giannis who's S tier, and again, not an elite playmaker. That's the one thing that is actually Giannis's flaw. I think he's better at small forward, but he's great at shooting guard as well because he has elite size. He has 25 hoffs, including really any shooting badge. I mean, any badge you could want except for limitless spot up when you can consider adding sniper, blinders, deadeye, things like that. So he's the most complete Giannis card we've gotten in a while, easily. Half quick first step as well, incredible defense, really well-rounded defensive badges and stats, including his rebounding as well. He's super fast, really nice shooter with a great release as well, which does help make up for the fact he doesn't get limitless. And again, another card with fundamental dribble style, but half quick first step is nice. He's got great size, a really elite release, is the most versatile defender in the game in my personal opinion, in terms of his ability to be an elite defender from guarding the 1 through the 5. And yeah, again, you're going to want to have next to a point guard / small forward who can handle the ball if you're playing him at shooting guard, but his size and versatility and defense incredible, just incredible all around play is what makes him an S tier card despite all those things. I think Devin Booker is D tier. I don't think he's quite F tier, and the reason I say that is despite the fact that he doesn't have a good dribble style, I think he's got base dribble style, so he's one of the few cards on this list that doesn't at least have fundamental, let alone a shifty or quick. He does have good speed and acceptable stats and badges, really good shooting badges, but playmaking and defensive badges aren't terrible, especially if you add a brick wall, pogo stick, post lockdown, rim protector. The thing that does hurt the card, again, slasher dribble style, it's not good, but jump shot forward with his upper on quick is really, really hard to contest for whatever reason. It's one of the more uncontestable jumpers in the game, which is huge for your shooting guard. And he does have just kind of unorthodox ability to move, really nice shooting badges, which is nice, and elite release, like I said. And I think that's enough to prevent him from being in the F tier, despite the fact that I don't think the card is very good, and I don't think he's worth running particularly at this point. Klay Thompson, I do think does slide into the A tier. The biggest flaw with this Klay is that he doesn't have half quick first step. Honestly, him and the Opal are very similar. This one's slightly better statistically and things, but just not a significant difference. Tons of shooting badges, handles for days on Hoff, and then solid defensive badges as well. Needs brick wall and rim protector added. Wish he had half quick first step. That's one badge that really helped take this card to the next level. In addition to his release being on very quick, unfortunately with only on quick, it's not quite as fast as some of the other top shooting guards releases in the game. Movement is acceptable. That's pretty good. Pro tip between the legs and the full court is nice as well. Incredible shooter, even with the slightly not incredible release. It's not a bad release by any means. It's just kind of an average release, I would say. And he's a really solid all-around defender. Definitely an A-tier type of guy. Still really good card, but not worth locking in my opinion. And not a card that you honestly see a lot of at this point in the year. Dominique. I'm just looking at this list, and most of these other shooting guards at this point, at least a lot of them, are really solid cards, but I do think Dominique is going to be our first C-tier player. Dominique is 6'7" with 6'10" wingspans. He's got pretty good size. He's nice and fast, a solid shooter, an elite slasher, and an acceptable all-around defender. Badge-wise, mostly finishing badges, which honestly you don't love to see, especially with how easy dunks are to block this year, but he does have half quick first step, clamps, and menace as well, which is nice. Needs brick wall, rim protector, post lockdown added to him, as well as chef, blinders, and limitless. So that's all of his badge slots right there. But the jumper is good. Even on normal, I do think base 8 is pretty solid. I wish it was on quick, but that would definitely improve him, but even on normal, it's not terrible. Fundamental dribble style is a thing that does hold him back as well, and honestly, normal jump shot timing, fundamental, and the fact that he doesn't have elite badges. I'm sorry, Dominique. I don't think you're bad, but I'm going to move you down to D tier. I just don't think he does enough to get out of the C tier, honestly. Anthony Davis is an A tier shooting guard, one of the few exceptions, kind of like Evan Mobley and Giannis, to that fundamental dribble style rule. The reason these guys are the exceptions are because they're the out of position cards. They give you incredible defensive versatility, size, all those things, which is super, super nice. Really great finisher, really nice shooter as well with a really good jumper. Half quick for step is nice, and great elite all-around defensive badges. Really, really solid defensive stats and offensive stats as well. He's just pretty good all the way around. AD release on quick is super smooth and easy to green. Fundamental dribble style with Kobe size up, like I said. Not elite movement like Giannis and Mobley. You're going to want to run him next to at least one primary ball handler like an MJ at point guard, but one of the best budget shooting guards or small forwards regardless of where you want to play him, and definitely a really, really good option in the A tier. Iggy. Iggy has the same problem that Booker has. He's a better card than Booker, I will say, which is why I'm putting him at the top of D tier, but I still think at only 6'6", without having a good dribble style, slasher dribble style, despite the fact that the jumper is good, I don't think it's quite as good as Book's, and he is a better defender than Book. I don't think he can get out of the D tier despite because of that fact. You don't have any sort of movement. Half quick first step is nice, but when you don't have a good dribble style, it really negates that benefit. Really nice perimeter defender, especially, and not bad on the interior, but he doesn't have elite size. He needs a lot of badges added to him, like a Limitless, Deadeye, Blinders, Chef, Brick Wall, Bullet Passer, things like that. Like all 6 of his badge slots need to be filled up right there. And without elite movement or size, I just can't honestly put you higher than D tier, unfortunately. Kyle Korver, I do think makes the C tier because he's a pretty acceptable all-around card. 6'7" with 6'9" wingspan isn't terrible size. A little slow at only 8 speed and excel, but tons of great shooting badges, solid enough defensive and playmaking badges, needs handles for days, quick chain, rim protector, brick wall, chase down artist, post lockdown added to him if possible. But what he does have going for him is shifty dribble styles. He's got better movement than these guys in D tier. A really nice jump shot, 17 on quick, is smooth and easy to green, which is nice. He's an incredible shooter, acceptable dunker, not the greatest playmaker in the world, but one of the best shooters in the game with a good, really good release and acceptable enough SIGs. He's better than all these guys in D and F tier, so I do think for that reason he deserves his spot in C tier. Kawhi Leonard. This, I'm thinking if I want to put Kawhi in A or B. I don't want to piss people off, but I think, I'm going to be honest, I'm putting Kawhi in B, and y'all are going to, no, I'm not. I lied. I'm going to put him at the end of A tier. I considered putting him in B, though. I'm going to be honest. A guy who's only 6'7" with fundamental dribble style, that is a flaw. Despite that, really long arms do help with his player build. He's got a nice little player build, even at only 6'7". He's really fast, an elite, incredible defender with great defensive badges, also elite shooting badges, half quick first step as well. Despite having fundamental dribble style and not being an elite playmaker, he has a really, really elite release as well. So he's an incredible 3 and D guy at that small shooting guard position and can still go get a bucket occasionally with half quick first step and fundamental dribble style. So he's a really, really good card, one of the best defensive cards in the game, which is also huge. And yeah, because of his 3 and D ability, I will still put him in the A tier despite the fact that he has that fundamental dribble style. Rip Hamilton, I don't honestly know a ton about this card. I don't think he's great, if I remember correctly. 92 speed and excel is good. He's a good shooter, acceptable dunker, good perimeter defender, really mediocre on the interior, needs chef and interior defensive badges added. Jump shot 40 on quick. I don't love 40 on quick. It's better than on normal though, obviously, so that's not bad. Shifty dribble style, Kobe size up. He's not bad. He's really about on the level of Kyle Korver, probably a little bit better, but I do think he's probably still that C tier type of player. Cedric Maxwell is an S tier shooting guard in my opinion, 100%. He gives you really everything you could ask for at the shooting guard position. Great size at 6'8", hot shots in 4 out of 5 spots, really well-rounded badges. Only thing about him, I wish he had like half limitless, half sniper, half chef, maybe half interceptor, badges like that. So a couple more of those really elite shooting badges and just overall badges, but really great perimeter defender as well. Really solid in the interior, especially at 6'8" as well. 95 driving dunk, really fast, really nice shooter. Jump shot 3 on very quick as well, so he's got the fastest jumper in the game, which makes this jumper obviously very hard to contest and really easy to get off, which is super nice. Quick dribble style as well. Kobe size, which he's got pretty solid SIGs. Overall, he's one of the best shooting guards in the game. I think on next gen, you could very easily make the argument he's the best. On current gen, I don't think I'd put him as number 1, but he still is definitely in that top 5 area. And for that reason, I do still think he is an S tier shooting guard. Now, here's the question. Is Ben Wallace an S tier shooting guard? And I honestly think the answer is not quite, but he is right outside that top 5. Like, you could make an argument that he is number 6 out of these guys on this list. But for me personally, I am going to put him just outside the top 5. 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan is really, really great size, obviously. 95 speed and excel and an incredible defender. Admittedly, 74 shot 3. You can bat a shoe and coach to that. They'll get it up into the high 80s, though. And then you're looking at blinders, limitless spot up, sniper, deadeye, chef as badges to add to him. Once he gets those badges, though, he's really, really good. Incredible all-around defender. The best defensive shooting guard in the game, in my opinion, besides maybe Giannis. In terms of on-ball defenders, probably the best on-ball defensive shooting guard in the game. Jump shot 37 on very quick as well is actually a really good jumper. I'm a big fan of his jumper. It's really easy to green, and shifty dribble style as well is absolutely solid, even though he doesn't have great dribble SIGs. Otherwise, he can still use that SIG to go get a little bit of a bucket and get speed burst animations and things like that, while being one of the best defensive cards in the game and a very, very underrated shooter. The best budget shooting guard in the game, in my opinion, is Ben Wallace, and he's an absolute stud in the A tier. Tracy McGrady. This might piss people off, but I honestly think T-Mac is in the C tier. And the reason that I say that is because of the fact that he does not have any sort of playmaking ability. Despite the fact that his stats are incredible, badges are really, really good, even on the defensive end, half clamps and solid gold badges. Only needs interior defensive badges added to him. Incredible shooter, perimeter defender, really great speed. Jumper is on normal though, and slasher dribble style. Wish the jumper was on quick, that would improve it, and wish he had quick or shifty dribble style. He had those two things changed, he would be a top 3 shooting guard in the game, probably in my opinion. Slasher dribble style is just such a detriment, especially when you require your shooting guard position to get you buckets, and that's the role of the shooting guard position in the game right now. So for that reason, unfortunately, I think despite being on paper one of the best shooting guards in the game statistically and badge wise, SIGs are really important. So for that reason, I can't put him higher than C tier, which I know people are going to take issue with, but for me, that's the honest truth. MJ is easily S tier. I think MJ is the best point guard in the game, but he's also the best shooting guard in the game. Would I run him at shooting guard? No, because obviously he has point guard eligibility, and I think the point guard position is weaker than the shooting guard position. But he is still 6'6" with 6'11" wingspan, is shooting guard eligible. He's the best shooting guard if you run him at this position. Hospitals from everywhere, 25 hosts include finishing badges, Deadeye, Sniper, great playmaking badges, and great defensive badges. He's super well-rounded. Stats are absolutely incredible. Only needs brick wall added in terms of badges to add to him. MJ release on very quick is the most uncontestable release in the game on current gen, in my opinion, right now. Quick dribble style, the best possible dribble SIGs in the game as well. He is literally a god, the best shooting guard, the best point guard, the best card, regardless. He's the best in the game. MJ is a god, 100% an S tier guy. Elgin Baylor. I think Elgin Baylor goes top of B tier because of the fact that he's only 6'5", so he is undersized, but he is a very, very good card. 6'8" wingspan, very, very fast, really well-rounded defender, great defensive badges, so has half quick first step, and really good finishing badges. He's a good shooter, good dunker. Brook Lopez released on quick is solid. Quick dribble style as well is very, very good. So he's got a little bit of playmaking ability. Only needs a few badges like a blinders, chef, brick wall, and rim protector added to him as well. The size does matter though, at only 6'5", despite his defensive stats being really good, and that's an important thing I think that does hurt him just a little bit. In addition to not only having the greatest SIGs in the world, he's really, really good. I think he's probably going to be the best card in B tier, but I just unfortunately don't think I can quite put him past the B tier into the A tier. Just Scottie Pippen though definitely does make that A tier of shooting guard for me personally. Really, really good option at the shooting guard position with 6'8", 7-foot wingspan, 94 speed and excel, 92 shot 3, really good dunker and elite defender with some of the best defensive badges in the game. Again, only needs a couple badges, brick wall, blinder, chef, maybe hyperdrive, quick chain, ankle breaker if you're trying to use him as a playmaker, but he has that playmaking ability as well with the quick dribble style, the Kobe size up, and the Pro 3 behind the back. In addition to a nice release, jump shot 30 on quick, may not be the fastest release, but it is very, very smooth and very, very easy to get off and green. So he's got a lot of things going for him. Really, really good card, one of the best defenders in the game, can play make a bit, really nice shooter, solid all around badges, especially on the defensive end, but even shooting and playmaking with some key ones like catch, sniper, and quick first step. He's an A tier shooting guard for sure. Honestly, wish I'd run him over Kawhi in 250 because I think he's better than Kawhi. He's a very, very good option for sure. Ray Allen slots into the B tier. Not a terrible card, but again, not worth the level 40 grind in my opinion, this season. 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan. Honestly, for similar reasons to Elgin, the stats are great. The badges are pretty darn good all the way around. Problem is only 6'5". He's got a good release. His movement is acceptable, but not great. Kind of like Elgin, not the greatest of movement and a little bit undersized. Even though the stats and badges are really, really good, that just holds you back a little bit, puts him in the B tier. Cam Reddish. I think Cam Reddish is top B tier, kind of like Elgin Baylor. The thing that Cam Reddish does have going for him is the fact that he's 6'8", and that is very, very nice. He's also got a very nice release, PG release on quick and shifty dribble style, but 94 speed and excel is good, 90 shot 3. The problem is the low interior, mediocre block. Those two things do hurt him a bit, but he's a really, really good perimeter defender with half quick for step and catch and shoot as well. One of the best pink diamond shooting guards in the game, definitely I would say the second best, and overall PG release on quick as well. Like I said, solid enough SIGs, Kobe size up. He's a very, very solid card, definitely one of those top of B tier type of shooting guards, and he deserves his spot on this list for sure. Jerry Stackhouse is another B tier guy. I think one of the more overlooked cards in the game right now, to be honest, because he is not a bad card at all. He's very fast, really solid defender, good all around badges. No half clamps though is one thing to note. Not the greatest interior defender, but not bad. Really solid dunker, shooter, all those things though, with jump shot 1 on quick, which is a solid enough release. Quick dribble style is great. His SIGs besides quick dribble style may not be the greatest SIGs in the world, but they're not terrible. And overall, he's just another really solid all around shooting guard who does deserve to be in the B tier alongside guys like Ray Allen, Mo Pete, Elgin Baylor, cards like that. Grant Hill, I think, goes in the D tier despite the fact that he is 6'8", because again, not a playmaker at all. And jumper is good, but I think it's on normal, so it's not that great. I don't like jump shot 1 on normal. Yeah, it's much better on quick than it is on normal. Base dribble style as well, so very mediocre release and dribble style. Despite being a very, very good defender, a solid all-around card statistically. Half quick first step as well. Needs a lot of badges added to him. Bad or mediocre jumper and bad dribble style. Those are the type of things that hurt you and put you down in the D tier on a list like this. Lance Stephenson, I don't honestly know. I'm putting on C tier now for now, but I'm going to look at the card before I make a final judgment on him. He is 6'5" with 6'7". He's been so a bit undersized. 92 speed and excel is fine. He's an acceptable shooter, acceptable dunker, and pretty good defensive stats. Nice sniper, bullet, quick first step, ankle breaker, clamps, menace, rebound chaser. Has some pretty good hops, to be completely honest. Jumper is 107, which I do like. That's same base as Tatum on quick, which is nice. Shifty dribble style. KD size up, pro 2 between the legs, and pro 3 behind the back. He's a good card. He's a C tier type of guy. 100% deserves his spot with these types of other guys. Probably not quite as good as the guys in B tiers, but definitely a very, very acceptable card at the shooting guard position. Kobe is S tier, I'm sorry, not S tier, but A tier. The one problem with Kobe is the fact that he still has a jumper on normal. I still like Kobe base even on normal, but I am really looking forward to the next Kobe that has the release on quick or very quick. He's got solid enough size, really good stats, great badges everywhere except for playmaking. Wish he had half quick for step and handles for days, but you can find a lot of Kobe's with those half badges on him, and even without him, he's got pretty good movement. Like I said, Kobe base on normal is still solid, but I do wish it was on quick or very quick. Sigs are pretty good. It's equivalent to shifty dribble style. He's got the Kobe size up. The Kobe signature combo as well is that tween spam that he can do that nobody else can do, which is super nice. So yeah, half court wise, really solid movement. He's got a solid jumper, really great stats and badges. That is the makeup of an A tier card to me personally. Kazy Russell, I think he goes B tier. Despite the fact that defensive stats and badges are not great, and he is only 6'5", I still think he goes B tier because of his amazing offensive ability. Catch, sniper, bullet passer are good badges. No half quick first step though. No defensive badges on Hall of Fame, even though the defensive stats are good and a little undersized at 6'5". But he has jump shot 3 on quick, which is still a very, very smooth, one of the fastest releases to green in the game, and a quick dribble style with Kobe's size up player as well. So he's got good sigs and he has a elite jump shot. Overall, a very, very good and very, very versatile card, despite the fact that he doesn't defend well. He's one of the best offensive shooting guards in the game, so I do still think because of his dominance on that end, he is a B tier player. Joe Johnson is C tier. The worst part about Joe Johnson, no lie, is the fact that he has only 85 stamina or something like that, which is just not very good in this game. I know that sounds not bad, but you want like 95 plus stamina. 85 is just very low, so you want to add a shoot to that if you do pick the card up. Badge wise though, a lot of crucial badges, like a bunch of good shooting badges, quick first step, clamps, menace, and pickpocket. Really good dunker, great stats. He was before his time as a pink diamond in terms of versatility and overall well-roundedness. Does come pretty complete besides interior defensive badges again as well. And then jump shot is nice. 38 on quick is very, very good. Shifty dribble style with Kemba Sigs is not bad either. Overall, he's a good card. He's not a great card, but he's a very, very good card still. Acceptable, does deserve his spot around that C tier. Then you have the second to last S tier shooting guard for this video, which is Mr. Chris Mullin, who in my opinion is probably the best shooting guard on current gen, in my opinion, besides MJ, who I run at point guard. 6'7" with 6'10" wingspan is really solid size. Hotspots from everywhere. 24 hops include tons of shooting badges, handles for days, quick first step, and really good defensive badges. He's got incredible deep perimeter defense and solid enough interior as well. He's a good dunker with nice safe dunks, elite shooter, and great speed. Jump shot 22 on very quick is one of the best jumpers in the game. Quick dribble style with all of Curry's sigs and the pro through behind the back, so he moves like a Curry except for 6'7" with the best behind the back in the game. An elite jumper. Overall, he is an incredible card, my starting shooting guard, and 100% an S tier shooting guard on this list. Zach LaVine, I think he goes, you know, I'm going to move Mo Pete down because I don't think Mo Pete's on the level of the guys in B tier, and I don't honestly think Zach LaVine is either, despite the fact that he is a really good card on paper. The problem with Zach is the fact that he's only 6'5", so that's one issue, and the other problem with the card is the fact that the defensively he just doesn't play very well. Not great defensive badges. His defensive stats are acceptable, but they're not great. Half limitless catch, sniper, quick first step is great, as well as really good slashing, but the problem is not a great defender. LaVine release only on normal. I wish it was on quick. His sigs are still very solid though. They're not great. His size up isn't great. His full court sigs aren't great, but the quick dribble style is nice. His movement is acceptable. It's not the greatest. He's a good card. He's either the best card in C tier or the worst card in B tier. And you know what? I think I'm going to go B tier with him, to be completely honest. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and put him at the end of B tier. Just not the greatest card in the world. RJ Barrett is the only pink diamond, well, one of 2 pink diamonds, him and Ben Wallace going in the A tier, but 100% deserve it. So RJ Barrett's a stud. 6'6" with a 6'10" wingspan, hot spots from 4 out of 5 spots. 12 hops include limitless post stars or catch, handles, quick chain, quick first step, clamps, interceptor, and more. Elite perimeter defender, only needs brick wall, rim, and chef added in terms of important badges. 94 shot, 3, as well as really good speed, with ball and excel. He Rudy Gay base on quick is phenomenal. Just Rudy Gay release in general on quick, left-handed, super smooth, easy to green. He is, in my opinion, one of the 2 best budget shooting guards in the game with Ben Wallace. I would probably take Ben Wallace, at least a badged version, over RJ Barrett, but RJ is one of the few guys in the game who is under that 20,000 MT price point. Probably the only card, honestly, under the 20K price point right now that I think can compete at a competitive level, except for maybe a guy like Evan Mobley. But he's an A tier shooting guard, elite option for a very reasonable price. Then you have an Alex English, who is either, I don't know, he's probably statistically really good, but I don't like his release. It's Carmelo's release on normal timing. If it was on quick, it would be much better. I say that it's on quick. Okay, it feels like it's on normal because when I used him, he didn't feel fast at all. Sigs are acceptable. They're not great. Pippen behind the back is very nice. Shifty dribble style as well is good, though. His other Sigs aren't great, but they're not horrible. Really good shooter, good speed. Badge-wise, he's better than... Nah, I lied. He's definitely a B-tier guy. He's one of the best cards of B-tier, actually, though. The problem is, I used the card. I didn't feel like he played very good. He needs blinders, needs chef, needs mismatch, needs brick wall, rim protector. So there are some badges to add to him. But defensively, he's actually a really good card. His badges are overall really good. His release is on quick. Just didn't feel like it when I used him. I don't know. Maybe I'm bugging. I need to probably go back and try this Alex English card again because I have a friend with him on his account. So might want to give him a shot again. I think he's a B-tier card despite the fact that I wasn't super high on the card at first. Clyde Drexler. Here's the question. Is Clyde Drexler S tier? Is he A tier? I'm going A tier because one of these last 2 cards I do think is better than him. Clyde is one of the best point guards in the game, arguably the 2nd best point guard in the game on current gen. On next gen, I don't think he's quite there, but 6'7" with 6'10" wingspan is really good. He's got incredible stats. Overall, I mean, just badges are stupid swooped. He's got every key badge dang near. Jump shot 5 and quick is nice. Quick dribble style as well. The rest of his Sigs aren't great Sigs, but he has the best dribble style, a really good release, and incredible badges and stats. You know what? I'm putting 6 guys in S tier. I'm going to do it. Clyde Drexler deserves to be an S tier. I'm putting him there because stats-wise and jump shot-wise, he's amazing, and he has the best dribble style in the game, despite the fact that the rest of his Sigs aren't great. So for me, that's an S tier guy still. Reggie Lewis is still A tier. I don't think he's one of the best cards in A tier at this point, but I do think he still does deserve his spot in A tier because what he does have going for him is the fact that he's 6'7". He's an elite defender and has half quick for step with solid movement and a good jump shot. Does come pretty solidly complete with badges except for blinders, chef, post lockdown, rim protector. Can't get brick wall, which hurts a bit, but it's not completely a deal breaker or anything. He's nice and fast. He's a great dunker. He has solid safe dunks. Camber release on quick is very nice. Shifty dribble style is good. Pro 3 behind the back is great. Full court Sig. His half court Sigs aren't the best besides shifty dribble style, but overall he is a very good card, and I still think being one of the best on-ball defenders in the game, he does deserve his spot in A tier. And then finally, you have Terry Dischinger, who I do think is the last of the S tier shooting guards. Really good all-around option at that shooting guard position. With 6'7" height, 7'3" wingspan. He's nice and fast, and I wish he's maybe a little faster. I also wish his Sigs had changed to his pink diamond. He's a little closer to the pink diamond than I was hoping he would be, but he's a really good defender with his badges. Does need brick wall and protector post lockdown added, but he's got elite shooting badges as well. Half quick for step, some of the best movement in the game. Just the way that he moves is super fast. Rudy Gay release on quick is super nice as well. Again, wish the releases on very quick. Wish maybe he had this Luka instead of the Luka size of escape. He had the Kobe size of escape. Just a couple Sigs that could have potentially made him that little bit better. But that being said, he has a really good release, super solid movement, the best full court Sig in the game, really good size, and incredible stats and badges. Overall, he is an S tier shooting guard, despite my slight critiques with the card. So overall, this is my tier list for the best shooting guards in the game. Let me know what you think of my list down in the comment section down below. Who did I rank too high? Who did I rank too low? And is there anybody that I left off this list that you would like to get my input on where they would fall on this list? Let me know about all that down in the comment section down below. And also, if you do enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace. If you need cheap, safe, and reliable MT to build the God Squad that you've always wanted, go to NBA2King.com and use code JC2K at checkout for 5% off.